This is the wine cap mushroom, commonly referred to as the garden giant. And if you've been following me, then you know that I inoculated my garden with wine cap this year. These guys have already doubled their size today alone. And soon I will have them all throughout my garden. These guys benefit forest floors and gardens alike. They produce these thick rhizomorphs that have these barb-like structures on them that eat nematodes. Those structures are called acanthocytes. Some nematodes latch themselves to the root systems of your plants and they will dehydrate them, sucking their water and their nutrients away. But these guys help protect against that, and they do the same thing in the forest. They also help remove impurities from soil. Some consider them a choice edible, tasting kind of like a nut mixed with asparagus. Just be careful though, because after a few days of consuming this mushroom, you'll find that digestion becomes a little bit harder because they are incredibly fibrous, especially their stipe, meaning the stem. Now, I'm sure your whole life you've probably been warned if it's got gills and a ring around its stipe stem, then you should stay away from it. But this is one of the exceptions. It does kind of appear to be an amanita, but it does have some key identifying features. Its spore print is almost a deep purplish brown to black. When it first emerges, it's got almost a shine to it and looks a lot like the color of wine. That's why one of its common names is wine cap. Its stipe does have an annulus, meaning a ring around its stipe. And that's actually where this guy gets its scientific name, Stropharia rugosa-annulata. Stropharia means sword belt, annulata means ring around the stipe, and rugosa means corrugated, wrinkled, toothed, or wavy. The gills of these guys start off kind of like a pale whitish beige, but then they slowly turn to almost a more lavender or black. They're a big fan of wood chips, and they appear to be terrestrial, meaning coming out of the ground whenever you see them, but most of the time it's because whether or not you can see it, there's oftentimes dead, decaying wood wherever they're coming out of. These guys are wonderful to have in your garden. They help distribute nutrients in an exchange called a mycorrhizal relationship with your plant's root system. They like to grow in these little clusters like this, and they can get 2 to 6 inch caps. Once established, they will show up for years to come. Come back tomorrow and check my story, and I will show you how much these guys grew overnight.